Get started in just a minute. It'll be a short session today. I got too much. I gotta still get ready for noon. Day 2 of the deal. 3-day deal sprint. Okay, let me. What's that? I didn't hear you, Stuart. I'm sorry. Did you say something, Stuart?
I'm going to send you a video. Something came up yesterday. I want to run it by you.
Okay. I mean, is it deal sprint related or something else?
Kind of, sort of. It didn't start out that way, but yeah.
Okay. Do you want to just save it for noon, or you want to send it to me ahead of time, or?
I was going to send it to you separately, but
Okay.
Yeah, I'll shoot it to you later.
Okay.
If you want, I mean, do it at noon or just
whatever. Yeah, whatever works for you. All right, I shared this yesterday on day 1 of our 3-day deal sprint, and it's really good. So I thought I would share it again this morning, because even if you were there yesterday, we need to be reminded more than we need to be taught. You only need 3 things to win this year: the courage to start. Let me clear the courage to start, the brain to learn, and the heart to never quit. You all obviously have a brain and a heart. And I would also say that you all have the courage to start, because you're here. Number one, you had the courage to start when you got your license, right? And you've clearly started things in the past. So you have everything you need to win. Now it just comes down to consistently doing the work to get results. The main sort of I'll say like tactical strategy thing that I'm going to do today and share and demonstrate for everyone is my Tuesday listing updates. So I'll say this. My goal is to get an update every Tuesday to all of my active listings. And I'm human, so it doesn't happen like clockwork as well as I would like. But that's the day that I have earmarked. And I'll share a couple of things before I actually record a Loom video update for one of the listings, because that's the process that I typically follow. Now, I've already done my update for one of my listings. So I have a listing. It's my neighbor buddy. It's a rental property. It's a newer townhome. I wanted to list it at $375. I probably could have pushed him harder, and he probably would have said yes to that. But I mean, maybe because he's my buddy, I don't know. We started with $384.9. We had a little bit of activity, not a ton. He's the one that I mentioned last week. I think it was Thursday, that given the snow and everything, taking into consideration, instead of doing the price drop that Thursday, we offered a $5,000 seller help or seller credit for an acceptable offer by midnight last night. Nothing tangible came from that, in part because, we had a blizzard, right? Like, I don't know if anything would have happened regardless. But we've already agreed that we're going to drop it to $375 on Thursday. And so I wanted to start by sharing how I had that conversation with him and a couple of points of emphasis. So tactically speaking, he asked, is the plan to reduce the price on Thursday, $374.9? I'm assuming not much new since Friday. So first, let me say, tactically speaking, the whole 900 thing to me is idiotic. And there are other gurus that will tell you otherwise, that you should list a property at $499,900 and not $500,000. I'm sorry, that's stupid. Number one, we're insulting the consumer's intelligence at this point. I mean, we just are. Number two, the other thing that's stupid about it, particularly at specific intervals, is if I listed at $499.9 and people start their search at 500, I don't show up. I want to show up for as many people as humanly possible. So 375 is not like the same as if it were 400 versus 399.9, or even 350 versus 349.9. And yet still, it is better, in my opinion and experience, that we go with a round number 375, because we will catch everyone searching up to 375, and we will catch everyone searching 375 and up. So I explained that to him. Don't just assume that they know, like explain the logic here. It's not just like, because I said so, we're going to do that. Explain the logic and why that's important. So that was, and I wish I sent him a voice memo of the plan. I should have saved it. But here were the points in the voice memo I sent him. Number one was the pricing. Number two, I am going to, with the help of AI, and I even told him, with the help of AI, I'm going to audit the current listing description to see if there's anything we can punch up or maybe optimize better for SEO, AEO, etc. And the other thing that happens is when you tweak the listing description, is it's another signal to refresh. So when you change the price, or you rearrange pictures, or you change the description, you send a signal to the portals that maybe they'll refresh, and you might get some extra traffic from it. So that was number two. Number three, I told him, was that I will also reach back out to all of the agents, reverse prospecting, all of the agents that have clients that this property fits their search criteria. And also, there will be more than when I did it the first time, because we've dropped it to 375, and I can virtually guarantee there's at least one new that was searching up to 375 that we didn't catch at the 384.9. I also told them I'll go back to we had 4 or 5 official showings. I'll go back to all of them to let them know, and I will go back to a couple of investors that at least had lukewarm interest to let them know about the price drop. So never assume that they understand all of the things that you do. When you communicate the value that you provide and the things that you do, they will appreciate that. So communicate that to them. In retrospect, I wish I had recorded that as a Loom video and then could share that with all of you, but you get the point, okay? You get the point. Now, there's another one that I need to follow up on. I'm not going to send him my typical Loom video, and here's why. It's a vacant property, and it is very much a fixer-upper. And I had somebody walking by on Thursday or Friday. Let me see when it was here. It must have been Friday morning. And somebody walking by my listing called and said, "Hey, you got a problem at your listing here, buddy." And I was like, what are you talking about? I don't know. He's like, I don't know if a pipe burst or something, but you got water and icicles just flowing down the front of your property. And I was like, oh boy. So I called Danny, the owner, and I gave him the heads up. And he's like, there's no way that's happening, blah, blah, blah. He calls me back a couple hours later. Well, that's what's going on. And I got people there now trying to pump out the basement and this, that, and the other thing while it's, 20 degrees as well. So an absolute hot mess. And so I'm not going to send him my typical listing update, but I am going to check in with him. Hey, Danny. Period. Good morning. Any update on the place on North High Street? ? I do still have at least one interested buyer who I don't think this will deter them once we get everything sorted out with the insurance company. Let me know, period. If easier, feel free to give me a buzz. Now, why would Siri think his name, Danny, is spelled D-A-N-I? That's got to be the most uncommon spelling of Danny there is. I mean, come on, Siri. It should be smarter than that by now. All right. Last one, I'm going to do what I would say is my more traditional listing update. So I will pull up their property on a couple of different places. So I have data and information to look at. So the first place I'm going to pull up, well, I don't know. This might be, we'll see. Hello, this is Josh. Hello, this is Josh. Hello. Yep. Looked like it could be real. Here's another one. I gotta answer it. Hello, this is Josh. Yeah. Thanks, Ryan. If you can add me to your do not call list. Okay, so this is one of the properties. This is one of my active listings. I recommended that we list it at 200. He said, well, I really want to list it at 210. I said, well, it's your choice, David. But I've been working on him to get him down to 200 because that is one in particular that I know when we drop it to 200, it will open up a whole bunch of more. A whole bunch of more? That's great English. A whole lot more buyers, people searching up to 200,000. Like it will dramatically increase the buyer pool on this one. Okay. And so I'm going to pull up that in homes.com. I'm also going to pull up on Zillow. And before I record this, for those who, I don't know, maybe you're curious or maybe not. I try all kinds of different stuff. And I would say that more recently, not as much. In other words, more recently, now that I know what is working, it's just about doing more and more and more of what's working. But I did sign up for homes.com. I don't even know what they call it. But I'm paying $150 a month. And I've been paying that since like last summer. And I will say for me, it has actually been worth the value. Because the big thing in here, well, there's a couple of different reasons, but the biggest one is I can retarget my own database by just uploading contacts and literally hitting a button at no cost. Like it's included in the fee that I'm paying them. And like, for example, these numbers here are more because of their native retargeting and the retargeting that I'm doing as well. I can also get free Matterport 3D tours. Now, we also have Kubicasa in Bright, but I just schedule and it's absolutely free. Like I schedule and pick a time like I do my paid photography company, and their Matterport 3D tours are pretty bananas. Where is here? It has the views here. Display ads. Well, I mean, you can see here. Here's the retargeting. These are the retargeting ad views. I mean, it's significant. And if nothing else, it's something I can point to the existing listing and can point for future listings. Here's just one more thing we do to help you get the property sold. So I am going to record a Loom and get this over to David. David, good morning. I hope you're, hold on. For some reason, sometimes the Loom video, and I know when the volume's down that something's funky, and sometimes I have to do this, which is a pain, but whatever. David, good morning. I hope you're staying warm and the snow hasn't been too much of a problem for you. Wanted to give you an update on 533 Baltimore Street. Last couple weeks, we've had two of our most interested parties. In other words, two with the most legitimate interest that we've had since been going live. Both of them would be interested in purchasing as a primary residence, which would mean the current tenants would have to vacate, if we were to make that happen and be able to put something together. We're still getting a decent amount of activity as far as people searching, and it's showing up online. That's on homes.com, on Zillow, a decent amount of views, and a fair amount of people who have saved or sort of favorited the property. At this point, and I know I've mentioned this to you a couple of times, I really think it would be in our best interest to drop the property down to 200. And a couple of things will happen with that. Number one, we open ourselves up to a much larger potential buying pool. In other words, we open ourselves up to anyone, investor or owner-occupant buyer, who is searching up to 200,000. The other thing we do is that creates a significant refresh where we will get a spike in activity of eyeballs on these different portals, etc. With that, a couple of things I will also do proactively is reach back out to all the agents that have clients who their search criteria this property would fit into, and both agents that have them, and I would obviously reach back out to anyone who had already previously expressed interest in the property. Ideally, we found the best time to make that price drop is Thursday morning, because that's when traffic tends to spike on the different portals. Let me know your thoughts on that. I would love to, get that updated this Thursday to see if we can spike some activity, get some showing scheduled, and maybe an offer or two coming our way. Thanks, David. Let me know your thoughts either way, and stay warm. Okay, so while that is rendering, there's another one that I'm not going to do. I'm not going to do a video update for, because I've been in pretty regular communication with him. So I'm just going to send him, good morning, period. What are your thoughts on reducing the price this Thursday morning, maybe to 67,500 or even 65,000? So this is a building lot, and I'm just making sure. I must have hit the talk to text earlier than I realized. It caught some of the end of my. This is a building lot that we've had a little bit of activity. And he wasn't super motivated at first, or he didn't seem super motivated at first, but his motivation has seemed to increase significantly. Update update on 533 Baltimore Street, and what's the word I'm looking for? Plus a recommendation. Okay, so I've removed the filler words. That gets us closer to 2 minutes. I'm gonna use a tool that I have been absolutely in love with lately, Notebook LM. NotebookLM.google.com. I'm gonna take that transcript and I'm gonna paste it in here, and I'm gonna turn this. Let's see here. I'm gonna see what kind of report options it comes up with. Concept explainer, action plan, strategy memo. I'll try that. Let's try that. I'm gonna try. Whoops. I'm gonna try a strategy memo, and you can see that it is now working on generating a report. I have absolutely loved this tool, particularly. I think I'm pretty sure the free version does just about everything. So there is absolutely a free version of it. I pay like $20 a month for like the Google suite that includes the pro version of Gemini or whatever they call it, the pro version of this, etc. But there is a free version of it, and I think it. I don't know what the limitations are. Oh yeah, see, I have the pro version. It says it right here. I don't know what the limitations are, but I've heard other people saying the limitations are minimal. I think maybe you can't customize certain things, but it's worth trying it. At least playing around with it. Oh, Ali already said we can drop it to 65. He's clearly motivated. Got it. Period. I will make that change Thursday morning. Period. We've found that that's the best day to publish reductions. Period. I will also reach out to all of the parties who had previously expressed an interest, as well as all of the other agents that have clients who are looking for a property like yours. Period. And then I just threw a couple of fingers crossed emojis with that. All right, now I need to find David Morris, who is this listing. Whoops. And I'm going to text and email this to him. Good morning, David. Period. Hope you're staying warm and the snow hasn't been too much of a pain for you. Period. Check this out when you have 2 minutes. It includes an update on activity and a recommendation to consider. So I'm going to copy the Loom video, paste that there as well. And actually, before I send that, let's see. Okay, what? Wow, this is really long and detailed. That is way too much. How do I get like a short version of that? I'm not gonna play around with that now, but is there like create your own? I don't know. I'll try the action plan. I'm not gonna do anything with it now. It was more just me highlighting. Where I found this most useful is when I am recording a Loom video like this, but laying out a proposal for a client. And actually, I'm glad I kept talking here because I can, rather than describe what I'm talking about, let me find one that I sent Saturday morning as an example. So Friday, I met with an expired listing. I do not know how he got into my database at this point. I don't remember. I could probably reverse engineer it. But he had been getting, the one thing that he referenced for sure is he had been getting my monthly home value update email that I use, fastcashoffers.ai. That's my enterprise version of the iList seller dashboard and cash offer platform. And I know for sure he'd been getting that because he referenced it several times. Oh, you know what? I guess I never did actually take this and turn it into, son of a gun. All right. Well, I didn't turn this into a proposal. Unless maybe it's here. Hold on. Let me check something. I also linked the wrong dang thing. Son of a gun. He's supposed to have this whole folder. Yeah, I guess I didn't actually turn this into a written proposal. I'm going to do a couple of things here. Number one, I want to make sure that he gets just realizing now I don't think I shared access to the entire Google Drive folder, which has all referenced PDFs. And on my own time. Well, I've got 5 minutes. Let me go back here. I'm curious what this looks like. It's still too long. I need to figure out how I can customize these. I want it to just be 1 page or less, and it's probably just as simple as me prompting it somewhere. But I've just really started using this more thoroughly, or consistently. But let's create a new notebook, and let me. Yeah.
I'm kind of new here. I'm from Maryland. I'm just right below you. I use it's called Prompt Cowboy. Have you heard of it?
I have. Yes, I have. I've used it not in a while.
Cool tool. It's free.
Yeah.
And you put your prompt in, and then it'll make a better prompt, and then you can share it to whatever LLM you're using. A little box pops up. So I just wanted to share that with
That is a wonderful share. Thank you for opening your line and sharing that, because that is a great one, because that is a real roadblock if you're using AI. At least I've found that to be I have an idea of what I want out of what output I want, but I don't even know how to prompt it correctly. So Prompt Cowboy, it is free. You basically tell it, here's what I want to do. I need a prompt for ChatGPT, or I need a prompt for Notebook LM, or I need a prompt for Gemini, or whatever, Claude. It doesn't really matter. Here's what I want. Can you help me with that prompt? And I have used it. It's been a long time since I've used it. Not a long time, I mean, relatively speaking, but I haven't used it in probably a couple of weeks or maybe a couple of months. But that is a great share. Thank you, Deb. It's promptcowboy.ai. Prompt, PROMPT, cowboy, COWBOY.ai. Great share. Okay, it's still.
If there's a sign in and a sign up, do you have to do that, or can you just post them in individually without signing up for an account or anything? I can do either one.
Okay, this is a wonderful. You didn't mean to do this, but like just try. You know what I mean? Like, don't ask, just try it. Just I don't know.
I don't remember, honestly.
Yeah, like it doesn't like just FIO. Just figure it out. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I'm sure, like, who cares if you have to sign in? It's free. I can continue with Google, or I can continue with the and I'm not I feel like I pick on Stuart, but I'm not meaning to pick on Stuart. I'm just pointing out, like, for everyone, just figure it out. Just play with stuff. I don't know. It looks exactly the same after I logged in. Now it says I'm signed in. My guess is you can use it either way, but that if you sign in, it will store your prompts in the library. I'm guessing if you use it without signing in, I must have used it without signing in before, because I've definitely used it and it's saying I don't have any in my library. So I think either way, you're good to go. Okay, can I what's the word I'm looking for? I totally get that. And also, did everything go to plan? Always.
No. Sometimes it does.
So sometimes we got to figure it out, right? So I get it. But sometimes you got to figure it out and then do the checklist, right? After you've figured out, okay, this is the process. Either way, I'm just giving you a hard time. But oftentimes, no, I mean, listen, I do it too, and I give my kids crap all the time. They'll ask questions, and I'm just like, figure it out. But I'll do the same thing later in the day, and I'm like, I'm not even following my own damn advice. Just figure it out. Like, between Siri, although Siri, I don't know how bright Siri is some of the time, but between everything that we've got, it's easier than ever to figure out a solution, or at least a potential solution. Okay, I've got a lot of stuff that I gotta get. I have 2 appointments, Zoom or virtual appointments, and I still have to prepare a little bit for our noon day 2 of our deal sprint. So I'm going to get it wrapped up for now here. But what I will have for tomorrow is I'll use Notebook LM. I don't know why it's lagging here, but I'll use this and have an illustration of this video that I shot. This is a longer video, but it's because it was a follow-up to an appointment, and they wanted a more detailed plan or me to outline what would I do to help them get their property sold, because they tried before and it failed, and they want certainty this time. Like they don't want to try again. They don't want to try this time. They want to be done. And so this was a longer, more detailed video, and it'll be a great use case of then taking the transcript and using Notebook LM, or you could use whatever. I've also, so I'll give you one other example. Manus has been great for these types of creating a summary or a proposal that you can share. manus.ai, I think, manus.ai. So what I'll do is I'll use both of them and give you a couple of different examples of the output. And the relevance there for me is, and why I started doing this, is I started having clients ask for that. As much as I prefer recording Loom videos because it's convenient for me and comfortable for me and something that I feel competent, some people don't want my video or don't want to try and take my video and like put it into organized thought. For some people, it's clear, right? It's just like Stuart has mentioned to me a couple of different times, learning style. In other words, Stuart will sometimes reach out to me and say, and reference the fact that this is just the way my brain works. So I need more clarity. And that is the reality for everyone. Everybody, their brain, they have slight different, some are kinesthetic learners, some are visual learners, etc. Anyway, I had clients asking for it. And so rather than me like create it from scratch, I just figured, well, I'll use AI tools and I can always edit or clean them up from that. And you know what? Here, I'll share one now that I'm thinking about it, and I'll have more tomorrow. But this is one. Was this Friday? I guess it was Friday. I think this happened on Friday. So this is a motivated seller lead, a cash offer request lead. I had 2 conversations on Friday, and she's oh no, that's the wrong one. That was a different one, but same thing. This is we had multiple conversations on Friday. I sent her a Loom video with my plan for her, and then I took that Loom video and it turned it into a 6-step proposal, essentially, or plan for selling her property. Like I tweaked this a little bit. All I did was I copied this and I created a Google Doc, and I sent her the video and the Google Doc, the Loom video and the Google Doc as my follow-up. Well, I think I did. I sent her something. Let me see here. That was Diana? No. I'll organize this. This will be the topic for tomorrow, because that will perfectly blend in. That is perfect, because that'll be the whole topic for tomorrow. I'll share some of that stuff on the Closers Cafe, and that's going to be a big chunk of day 3 of the deal sprint, because one of the 2 ways we're going to be making offers is either on properties that we've found that are good, that good bait, and we've got the buyer and they're ready, willing, and able to make an offer, or we've found off-market hand raisers that the offers we have might not make the most sense, and we're going to pivot to this is my system, my program for selling your property and bringing, getting you the most interest, the most number of showings, and therefore the most offers. So we'll do a deeper dive on that basically all day tomorrow for anyone for free on the cafe, and for those participating in the deal sprint at noon as well. All right. Thank you all for spending some time this morning. Hope to, those of you who are participating in the deal sprint, I'll see you at noon. And if not, I'll see you back here tomorrow morning.